Hey y'all, welcome to Avery's Apron. My name is Avery, and today I'm going to be sharing this beautiful recipe for some creamy cheddar broccoli potato soup. I love potato soup, I love broccoli cheddar soup, but putting them together is just absolutely heavenly, okay? So I thought I'd share that with you guys today. And I don't know about where you guys are from, but here in Virginia, it's been rainy and snowy and everything else like that. So this soup is perfect for the weather. So let's get right into it. Alright, so as you just saw, I just melted a couple tablespoons of butter in my large stock pot here. My pot is over medium-high heat. And I just went in with two small shallots that I diced up really nice and small. I'm just cooking these down till they are nice and translucent. I'm also going in with some carrot, okay? I'm actually using just like the bagged shredded carrot. I just took maybe like a cup or so of that and chopped it up a little bit smaller. And yeah, I'm going in with that as well. I'm just gonna cook that down really nicely until the veggies become nice and tender, okay? If you would like exact measurements for this recipe, definitely check out the description box below because that is where you will find everything you need, okay? But anyways, I'm going in with some salt. That's just really gonna help these veggies to sweat and cook down really well. I'm also gonna go in with some pepper, and then we're gonna go ahead and start making our roux. Okay, so in total, I think I cooked my veggies for around 5 to 7 minutes, but now I'm ready to start building my roux. So my pot was looking a little bit dry, so I did go in with a little bit of extra butter, and now I'm ready to add in my flour, okay? So I'm going in with about 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and I'm just stirring that around, making sure the flour gets nice and dissolved, and we really want to just cook this down, okay? You don't want your soup to have a powdery consistency or to taste like flour, okay? So you really just want to make sure to cook this down at this point. You know that your flour is really dissolved and cooked down well when the mixture starts to look foamy like so, okay? You see all those bubbles and everything, that is what you want, okay? But at this point, now that our flour is dissolved, we are going in with our chicken stock. By all means, if you want to keep this vegetarian, you can totally use veggie stock or veggie broth. It's totally up to you. But I just prefer to use chicken stock for this recipe, but it's up to you, okay? Your personal preference. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and stir this around. Make sure everything is nice and combined. I'm going in with a few extra seasonings, some garlic and onion powder, just the basics, okay? I'm stirring that in as well. And then we're going to go in with our veggies. So I've got some russet potatoes that I cleaned and peeled and diced. That I'm going in with. And then I also had a couple heads of broccoli that I cleaned and chopped up really nicely. And I'm adding that in as well, okay? You want to make sure everything is nice and submerged in that broth. And then we are going to just leave this to simmer and boil till our veggies are cooked through and tender. And before I left this to do its thing and boil, I did go in with just a little bit more broth just to make sure that everything was nicely submerged, okay? You have to remember that as this boils, some of the liquid will evaporate. So I just wanted to make sure that I had enough liquid. But anyways, I'm going in with a few extra seasonings, just a little more garlic powder and lots more black pepper because that is great in this recipe, okay? And I'm going to give that a stir. You can go in with a little bit of salt at this point as well, but I would just advise to be careful with how much salt you add to this because of all the cheese that we're going to be adding to this soup towards the end, okay? The cheese is going to give it a great saltiness, so you don't need a ton, maybe just a little bit for the sake of the potatoes, but honestly, you're cooking it in chicken broth or broth in general, so it should have good flavor, okay? But a pinch of salt won't hurt, but it's up to you, okay? Anyways, as you just saw, the mixture came to a nice rapid boil, so I turned the heat down And I went in with a chicken bouillon seasoning packet. I'm stirring that around, and then we're gonna get ready to stir in our heavy cream. And once my veggies got nice and fork tender and the soup came to a nice boil, I did reduce the heat to medium low, and I slowly stirred in my room temperature heavy cream, okay? You don't want to pour freezing cold heavy cream into your scorching hot soup. It will not mix well, okay? So definitely make sure that you temper your heavy cream, okay? But now I'm just going in with a little dash of nutmeg. The nutmeg just really complements the creaminess of our soup. It's definitely optional. You don't have to add it if you don't want to, but it does add a nice little something extra, okay? But yes, now we're on to the best part. We are adding in our cheese. Because we are in the home stretch of our recipe, okay? I did use block cheese for this recipe, and I shredded it myself. It just melts so much better than the bag cheese. So definitely use block cheese if you've got the time, okay? But yes, I'm just stirring in a little at a time just to make sure everything melts really nicely. You can use whatever cheeses you want for this. I used white cheddar and extra sharp cheddar. But now I'm just seasoning this to taste, okay? So I went in with just the rest of that chicken bouillon seasoning packet from earlier and lots more black pepper. I'm gonna give that a stir and allow it to come to a gentle simmer, and then our soup is complete, okay? I really hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe. I hope you give it a try, and I hope you like it, okay? Thank you so much for watching. As usual, I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Definitely stay tuned to the end because my little brother is going to try this soup for you guys, and he has never had broccoli cheddar soup or potato soup, so it'll be great to see his reaction. I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Bye! Okay, for reference, Quentin has never had broccoli cheddar soup, have you? Mm-mm. Have you ever had potato soup? Mm-mm. Quentin doesn't eat soups. Not the kind of soups we eat, so let me know. We're going to get a really honest review.
I like it. It's real creamy.
Ooh, creamy? Mm-hmm. Anything else? Anything?
I just can't really taste the vegetables that much.
Oh. I mean, it's broccoli.
Oh, well, I just can't
broccoli
really
doesn't have a super strong, prominent taste, especially after you cook it down. It's not a super strong taste. So what do you give it out of 10?
I give it an 8.
Okay, I'll take that. Thanks for trying it.